What's up, guys? Boogie back again. Welcome back to the channel. Man, guys, if you have never subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I keep bringing you nice videos that I react to, give you my own opinions, and we just discuss what the dating dynamics are going on between men and women. They're getting crazy. If you've been watching my channel, been watching the videos I react to, dating is really, really getting crazy. If you think 2024 was crazy, 2025 it's just March, but I feel like it's like times 10 what 2024 was. And honestly, as much as I like to have these conversations, I feel like it's getting worse. That's if dating is gonna go down, marriages are gonna go down, divorces are gonna go up. I wish there was something that we could use to really replace the crazy dating dynamics going on, but looks like women's standards are going higher. And the more women's standards are going higher, men are just getting tired. Women are now don't even want to date men who are 6 feet because apparently men who are 6 feet are too short. Apparently, any man who makes less than $100,000, he's broke. It's like if you don't take out on a first dinner date that costs $500, then you don't like her, or you're not doing enough, you're not applying pressure. We have Kendra G talking about telling women to date 5 10 guys at the same time. So dating is crazy. I mean, women have their share of fault, men have their share of fault. But in this video, this first video is gonna blow you guys mind. Shout out to this creator, the International School Wife School. I think I'll be down, definitely linking down the channels below for all the videos I'm going to react to down in the description. But this video, she's going to be revealing why women have sex with men. Some of you think she's having sex with you because she likes you. Nope. Some of you guys think she's having sex with you because because you're the most good looking guy. Nope. That could be a reason, but she's going to reveal in the video why. The first time a woman has sex with you, the reason why doesn't mean it's the reason why she's having sex with you the 50th time. And it doesn't definitely guarantee why. It doesn't guarantee that she'll always want to have sex with you. In the beginning, you guys are throwing each other around, doing all sorts of moves and styles. And then apparently down the road in the relationship, the sex is gone, or you guys are just doing one style. She's going to be breaking it down. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe to your boy. Comment down below your thoughts, because this video is going to blow you guys' mind. Let's go.
Ladies, let's be honest. If there is no medical condition involved in the reason for your attitude towards sex, you have a switch. Well, this switch is a button you can just turn on or off, and when you want to, you can flip that switch with ease. But here is the real question. Why? Why does that switch turn on so easily for the bad boys? The ones who don't even deserve your love, but suddenly go off when it comes to the loyal, committed husband.
The whole nice guys finished last. This is it right here. Let's go.
Another question is, why was intimacy effortless before marriage, but now it feels like a chore? I mean, why does that happen? One look, and I breathe. Well, at the start of a relationship, passion is intense. The excitement is there. The desire is real, and intimacy feels natural. But as time passes, something shifts. The connection weakens, the passion fades, and before you know it, sex becomes rare, forced, or non-existent. So, why does this happen? Let's break it down, because sex isn't just an act, it's a reflection of how a woman views her relationship. And for many wives, sex becomes a tool rather than an expression of true connection. Now, let's talk about how sex becomes a tool. Sex is, for one, a tool for gratitude. This is so not good. Let's talk about something no one wants to talk about and no one wants to admit. Sex is something used as a thank you gift rather than an expression of love.
That's facts. That's facts. Women use sex as a thank you all the time. Whether, the man bought her a new car, she's like, I'm gonna give him some tonight. He acted right. So for some of you guys who are in marriages and relationship, this happens. She hasn't been giving you sex for like 3 weeks, but now you did something nice. She's gonna, you know, treat you nice to you for the night. Whether you give her money, whatever it is, they definitely use it as a thank you. Where men shake hands, sometimes women, like you said, they use sex as gratitude. Let's go.
Ever heard, ever heard a woman say things like, I should give him some tonight. I should give him some
Facts.
tonight. He's been so nice to me.
They brought me
And someone
flowers.
else would say, he took me on the trip, so I guess I owe him a lot.
Yes.
When intimacy is transactional, it loses its meaning. Now imagine this. A man provides for his wife. He supports her, he listens to her, he loves her. And if in the beginning she shows gratitude through sex and it was all going fine, what happens when gratitude fades?
She gets bored because she's used to him treating her so nice, so it gets boring. And it's not their fault. I think it's just human nature in all of us. That's why I believe relationships are hard work. The way we do it at work the whole time at work, right? They give you 90-day probation period. They're going to watch you, see if you fit well in the work culture. We all do our best in those first 90 days. But if you look at the work you put in at your workplace in the first 90 days compared to 3 years later, it's night and day difference. If we're gonna be honest, guys, you don't put in the same work you did when you just got the job compared to 3 years down the road because you're used to it, you're comfortable. So men and women, we all get comfortable. That's why I believe, relationships are hard work. So yes, at some point the man may keep doing nice things for the woman that she really asked the guy to do, but she's gonna get bored, and with that, the sex is gonna go down.
If sex was never about genuine desire, once the thank you wears off, the connection crumbles. Sex should never be a reward system. If it is, it's only a matter of time before it stops completely. So, number two, sex as a tool for security. Some women use sex as a form of currency for security. If a man provides a home, pays the bills, and ensures stability, intimacy becomes an unspoken exchange.
That's natural. I can't fault the women for that. The truth of the matter is, women expect provision and protection, leadership, all the list that they have, and men expect sex or intimacy or companionship, whatever you want to say. Because definitely men expect way less than women expect, right? But the issue comes when during relationship, when we even talk about sexless marriages, at some point, the woman will stop giving the man the intimacy, but the man is still expected to continue providing and protecting. Like the man cannot have an off day. Like if the bills come, if the power is cut off, the for water is cut off, the rent is due, the man cannot say, I don't feel like it. But the woman can say, I don't feel like the intimacy. So that's where the whole relationship dynamics become so tough because we cannot run away from the fact that it's an exchange. It's unspoken. Like she said, you may not sit down and write down a contract. Hey, I expect you to pay the bills, pay the rent, pay pay school tuition for the kids, and the man says I expect intimacy every night, but it's unspoken. Both human beings have expectations. They may say it or they may not. Most times they don't.
If she feels safe, she engages. If she doesn't, she withdraws. But here's the problem. When sex is a trade, real intimacy disappears. If a wife only connects when the need or when she needs something, is she truly in marriage or just using her marriage?
Now, some women are going to come in right here at this point and say, but marriage is not just about sex, or I'm not a robot, or I'm not a sex robot, right? But if a man says, I will provide and protect and pay bills and buy food when I feel like it, they're going to have something to say for sure. So it's just the double standards. Women know men love intimacy, right? And men know women love provision. But because for the most part, right, once a man commits, especially with marriage, he can't just change his mind and walk away, which women can do, but men know they have to lose so much if they just end the marriage.
Let's flip the script.
Yeah.
Imagine if a husband only gives his wife attention when he wants sex. How would that feel?
Bad.
I know this happened that some men do that.
Yep.
But their what in marriage is reduced to what they provide. This is why many good husbands feel unloved, unseen, and emotionally abandoned.
And many good husbands are in sexless marriages, if we're going to be honest. And they're so good that they usually don't talk about it. The only reason we know men are in sexless marriages is because there are surveys that are carried out among married couples where people can just answer anonymously. So we won't know that, hey, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so answered this survey. No, they just answer, are you married? Yes. How often do you have sex? Once in 3 weeks, once in 3 months. That's how we know.
Number 3, sex is seen as a tool for comfort. Let's be honest once again. Every woman wants comfort, a stable home, and emotional security, a stress-free life. These are one of the things women want, but comfort requires effort from both persons, from both partners. A good man deserves to come home to a happy wife, and a happy wife deserves to have a husband who shows up fully in the marriage. But if a wife only engages in intimacy when she feels completely comfortable, what happens when life gets hard? What happens? What if finances take a hit? What if stress builds up? What if there is conflict, or there are conflicts in one way or another? Definitely conflicts will come up. So what happens then? If comfort is the only motivation for intimacy, the moment things get tough, the marriage suffers.
And I think, if we're going to be honest, guys, I think most people, myself included, we love comfort. We don't like change. We don't like to do anything that requires us to put effort. And unfortunately, relationships, marriages, dealing with other people, whether at work or not, even friendships, they require effort, they require work. But most people don't want to do that. As soon as the honeymoon phase is finished, they kick back. They're like, I got you, you got me, you provide this and this. They don't want to put in the extra work that requires to keep that relationship fire burning and, the intimacy going. So I think it's just a human nature thing. And also another unfortunate thing is because so many of us have grown up in either divorced or single parent households, no one has taught us what it takes to be successfully married, how to talk about and deal with and solve conflicts in marriages. So what most people do, divorce. I don't feel happy. They don't talk about it, they just leave. Whether it's if it's a good reason or not, we don't have conflict resolving skills. We don't want to put effort. We just expect everyone to give us everything on a silver plate. So that's why relationships are going to keep failing.
True intimacy is about connection and not just convenience. So, number 4 is sex as a tool for having children. This is a hard truth, but it is a truth. Some women only desire sex for one purpose and one purpose only, to have children. They dream of a family, and they dream of a stable family to start with, a stable home and a future with kids. But once that goal is met and achieved, sex becomes less frequent and stops completely. Why? Because the mission is complete. But when a husband becomes just a sperm donor, the relationship loses its emotional depth. Now, the relationship has to be actually deep. That is what marriage is all about. But if a wife gets busy with motherhood, the focus shifts to the children, the romantic connection fades. Soon, the husband feels like a stranger in his own home. Let's talk about sex as a tool for.
Yeah, before she goes on the financial gains, which is probably the number one reason why so many women have sex, it goes back to the provision, right? So for me, at the end of the day, I understand that when women have kids, there's so many biological and physical changes in their bodies, in the way they think, and all these changes that happen to them when they have babies, which may lead to their loss of interest in sex. Obviously, they're also busy with the kids, so they're going to be tired, right? But like she said, some women don't care to catch themselves when they are falling into the whole busy with kids and not caring about their husbands. And eventually that leads to the sexless marriages or to the end of the whole marriage. So I'm glad she made this video, because if a man made this video, you know what the women would say? You don't know nothing about women. You know nothing about our bodies, A, B, C, D. Because at the end of the day, I can guarantee you, we're going to go through the comments and some women are still going to be blaming her. Let's go.
Financial gains. Let's be real. Some women use sex to secure a wealthy lifestyle.
Facts.
It's almost everywhere.
Sugar daddies.
They engage passionately when there is a luxurious trip on the table, when there's an expensive gift involved in almost everything they do, when there's a promise for financial stability. But here's the question. What happens when the money disappears?
They look for the next guy who has the money. Once the money goes, they look for the next guy who has the money, because now that you're broke, you can't turn them on. They're going to be dry as a mofo. So they got to find somebody else with the money so they can be turned on and ready to be intimate again. So that's what happens, mama.
Crickets, right?
No.
What really does happen?
What happens is they move on. No crickets.
If a marriage was built on transactional intimacy, then what happens when financial hardship comes?
Divorce.
So does emotional detachment. They come hand in hand. Love should never be based on what a husband can buy.
Shout out to CGA. He said, men are in love, women are in business. I'll say it again. Shout out to CGA. Coach Greg Adams. Men are in love, women are in business. So when some money is gone, she's out too.
Intimacy should never be a business exchange.
It is.
If sex is bargained like a contract, a marriage will never feel real. So then, let's talk about the dangerous cycle of scheduled sex. Here is where it gets worse. Some wives schedule sex just to keep the marriage going, just to keep the marriage running. It could be twice a month, just enough to avoid complaints. It could be just enough to maintain the illusion of a happy marriage. It could be just enough to keep the peace. But what happens when intimacy becomes an obligation rather than a connection? Resentment builds up, desire disappears, love starts to feel like a duty, not, not a joy. Good men struggle with this. This is why good men feel trapped.
Honestly, I think the good men just need to wake up to the realization that the sex is transactional or it's conditional in the relationship or even the marriage. Because I think so many men go into the relationship and marriage with the Disney love fantasy. So I think that's where the issue is. I can't blame the women for knowing that everything that's going on is conditional. I can't blame them. They are smart, they are logical. But once men fall in love, the logic goes out of the window. They think that if they keep doing everything they've always been doing for their woman, that she will just be who she has always been. And people grow, people change. That's another thing people have to realize. So if you feel you don't get what you want as a man or as a husband, communicate. If that doesn't change, then figure out ways where you're either going to have to leave the relationship, because I can guarantee you, if you stop providing, stop paying the bills, she's going to leave. So if you feel intimacy is that important to you that you don't get it, I wouldn't blame you for leaving either.
They try to understand. They try to they try to fix things. They try to be patient. But no matter how much effort they put in, the truth remains. If the woman mentally switches off, nothing, absolutely nothing turns her back on except herself. So, what's the solution? Ladies, own your happiness. Intimacy isn't about fulfilling a duty, it's about creating a connection that lasts. If you feel disconnected from your husband, ask yourself, is it really him, or is there something deeper at play? Has intimacy become a tool instead of an expression of love? A strong marriage starts with honest communication, emotional presence, and real connection, not just obligations. So do not expect your wife to be like having this in her head saying, wife, it's your duty. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Create an opportunity for her. Create the environment for her to be able to make herself happy. It's in her to know what makes her happy. The moment your wife is able to figure it out, she spreads that goodness in the house. But women, you have to be consciously ready to be happy.
I mean, I kind of agree with that and I disagree with that. I agree that the ladies should ask themselves the questions, especially when they feel that, again, we talk about feelings because they feel so many things. What she felt at 6 a.m. is not the same thing she's going to feel at 6 p.m. At 6 a.m., maybe she felt she really wanted to tear the clothes off her husband, but at 6 p.m., maybe he's the ugliest man she has ever met. So they feel so many things, right? But I agree that the ladies should ask themselves questions and communicate with their husbands if something is going wrong. But at the same time, I don't think men are obligated to figure out what's going on. And the reason I'm saying, because we are both adults. As a man, I should communicate what's going wrong, what I don't like. And as a lady, communicate what you don't like, what you think I should change. But sometimes you communicate what I should change, even when there is nothing. It's like they create problems with where there are no problems. You feel me? So at the end of the day, for me, the solution, like she was saying, the solution would be for people to learn that marriage takes work and relationships take work in general. Obviously, the communication. And then lastly, men have to learn that many women are in business, not in love, the way men are. Shout out to CGF. What do you guys think about that? I'll put the full link down below, but I wanted to go through the comments and see if the ladies agree with her. Again, Her channel is the International Wife School. So I'll put the link down below. See, this is what I said. And the first comment says, an advice to all good men. You are not responsible for any woman's happiness. Attempting to make a woman happy will leave you frustrated. That's why I said a man may do everything right and she still may not be happy. So at that point, he's not obligated. He's only obligated to do what he promised he was going to do and to hold his end of the roles as a man. You know, this person says, great video. When sex stops, the marriage stops. Facts, especially if there was sex involved in the beginning of the marriage, of the relationship, or even before the marriage. This one says, never isolate yourself, always make them know you have options. Okay. This man says, it took me more than a decade of marriage to realize my wife was never in love with me. Once she was done having children, intimacy came to a screeching halt. I was a means to an end, and love was never part of the equation. That's facts. And then there's another person says, is she truly in marriage or is she using the marriage? You know, I was looking for a woman to see if they were disagreeing, but it looks like mostly guys. Sex is an obligation for both men and women. Mostly guys talking about their stories and, you know, giving their experiences. All right, so shout out to this lady. I'll link down below the video. All right, let's go to our favorite, Kendra G. This woman doesn't want men who eat meat. So she only wants men who eat vegetables. If you eat meat, don't come for her. She doesn't want you. But she looks good, so let's get to it.
Valentine's Day. Oh, I hear echo.
I'm turning it off. Okay.
All right. What's the name of Dominique?
Dominique, yes.
I do that all the time. The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now. How old are you?
I am 40.
40. Where you calling me from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
I have one.
How old's your child?
21.
21. What you do for a living?
I am a hairstylist and I am a life coach.
Life coach. What's your zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. So, and what do you do? Oh, you life coach. Okay. So we got Dominique, 40, Scorpio in Kansas City, Missouri. One child, 21. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
5 years ago.
Okay. She's a hairstylist and a life coach. All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for?
Someone that puts himself first, someone that practices self-love on a regular basis, someone that knows exactly who he is, someone that desires a woman, that I love to keep a house. I love to cook. I love to nurture. So a man that desires that, because not all men do. I desire a man that keeps his word, like a man of his word, a man that values his word.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
So what are your deal breakers?
I can't do smoking. A man that has a whole lot of baby mamas. It tells me that you may not value women for real. A man that is dishonest. A man that's not confident. A man that feels the need to control. Like, yeah.
He will go again with the controlling, but let me guess, she wants the leader, right? All leaders have control. They have control of their surroundings. They have control of the people they take care of. They have control of their employees. They have control. They have some sort of control. So it's very tough for men to be leaders, but you don't want them to have any sort of control. Every leader has some sort of control. It's like modern women want their cake and to be able to eat it too. You can't have it both ways. But otherwise, she's a good-looking woman, single mom of one, 40 years. So I can see some guys actually sliding in the DMs. She's a good-looking woman.
Those are deal breakers for me.
Okay. So we got, okay. Should he look a certain way?
I only date black men.
Ooh.
That's all I can do.
Only black men. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Uh-oh.
That's an interesting question, because I watch the show often and I hear you say that.
It shouldn't be interesting. Why? You have a baby to take care of, right? So any man who's going to come in, he's going to have to make a certain amount of money, because if he's going to take care of himself, take care of you, and also be a stepfather, definitely. So we need to hear the amount of money. Let's go.
You have to be able to build. Like I treat that like a tool. Like I don't believe that we're supposed to just hold on to all our funds and all the money. We're supposed to use it for a tool. So the man that I desire has to be able to build.
Still, she hasn't answered the question, which I understand. She doesn't want to come off as a gold digger, but if we're going to be honest, all women have a number in their head. So she may talk about building, ambitious, all these, but they all have a figure in their mind. So she doesn't want to say, because she doesn't want to look as a gold digger, but we all know she has a number of how much her man should make. Let's go.
Which means that he has to be able to support himself. So he has to have his own place. He has to be able to live his life, travel, do all the things that he wants to do. He has to be able to support a family.
She wants a rich man. His own place, can support a family. Key word, can support a family, her and her kid, because he's going to be a stepfather and he has to be able to travel. So we're looking at minimum maybe $250,000 depending on what city. But she's never going to say the number, because again, she doesn't want to look like a gold digger. That's why she has used all these things. So you as a man, you have to read between the lines. Do you have your own place? Can you support a family, right? Do you travel? So do the math of how much all those things cost. Let's go.
But he also has to be able to afford to build for our future. So there's no like dollar amount on that.
Yes, there is.
But because you could be with a man that makes $100,000 and he's in debt $500,000. So I just feel like you have to be able to pay your bills plus build for the future.
You know what that means? I want a man who can pay his bills plus pay for mine as well. That's what she meant by all that.
Okay. All right. Let's do the Kendra Kim. So no dollar amount requirement.
Yeah, she didn't say it.
I mean, I'm 40. So I require a man that has what I have.
What is that?
Okay.
So I have my own, I own my own home. I can support myself. I can up and travel when I want to. So you have to have that plus be able to build for the future generations.
Yo, the way they try to jump around the question is crazy. Just because she doesn't want to say the dollar amount. But like I said, because she's a good-looking woman. So I know some of you guys are going to be in the DMs. Shout out Dominic. So just remember, like she said, you got to be able to travel whenever you want, own your own home, and be able to support a family. Actually, when she says a family, she's not talking about yours. She's talking about her and her son. All right, don't forget that.
Okay.
So there's no exact dollar amount.
Yes, there
is.
is.
Like, I can't really put that on a dollar amount, because he could make $200,000, but he could spend $300,000 a year. That's no benefit to me.
Okay.
See, it's all about her benefit. I don't know if you guys are catching on. Comment down below. Put some fire emojis in the comments, because you guys, I'm helping you dissect everything she's saying. That's a benefit to me. Everything she said is how does it benefit her, not how it benefits you.
All right, fair enough. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Let me see if I can prop my phone up somewhere. Hold on. Let's see if this works.
Okay, look, you're in great shape.
Thank you.
Don't play with you. Don't play with Dominique. That body is banging.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's a deal breaker. I forgot a deal breaker.
Oh.
I am plant-based. So I have to have a man that is willing to transition. I'm not saying that he's plant-based now, but he has to be open to transitioning, because I don't do the meat thing. I don't do it.
So you want a man to accept you and your kid, be a stepfather. You want a man who has a house and willing to build with you, and he can take care of you and he can travel, but you also want him to change from eating meat to vegetables. Like, what's in it for him? How does he benefit? Because all I hear is me, 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 me. You gotta change for me, provide for me, care for me, be on this level for me. Everything is me, me, me. How does the man benefit? If they start telling how the man benefits from the situation, most of them wouldn't be single, honestly, because all they do is talk about what they want the man to do for them. So now, even if a man can be a stepfather, he has the money, but if he eats meat, that's a deal breaker. Like, you want him to change himself for you? Dating in 2025, man.
So if he's not, so how plant are you? Are you vegetarian or vegan?
Plant-based. So I don't eat, so vegetarian, they eat like eggs and dairy. Vegans eat processed foods like fake meats and all of that. I just eat vegetables, fruit, nuts, and grains. I don't eat processed food.
So you want a person that eats that way?
He has to be willing to transition.
So you want a person that is willing to, if he doesn't eat that way, he has to be willing to transition to eating that way.
Yes.
So this goes back to why she said she doesn't want a man who's controlling, because she wants to be in control. So now when you come into her life, she's going to change you, which means she's in control. You guys get it? Like, because a man who's in control wouldn't change his ways. A man who's in control wouldn't change from eating meat to eating plants, vegetables, just because she said so. That's why she wants a man she can control.
Ooh, child. You want a black man to give up his steak?
I have dated some that will, but they lack in other areas.
That's the whole point. So you have had men who don't eat meat and they eat vegetables the way you want, the way you eat, the way you want a man to be, but they didn't have other aspects. So as a woman, you may have to sit and write on paper what's most important. Is it the fact that he's a provider? Is it the fact that he wants to be a stepfather? Is it the fact that he eats meat or not? Write down what's most important, because you're never going to get all those things in one man. He's going to be lacking in something. You may get a man who's rich, who wants to be a stepfather to your child, who doesn't eat meat, has never had a piece of meat his entire life, but he may be 5'4", and then you're going to reject him because it's too short. So write down what's most important to you. Just word to a wise, my 2 cents.
Well, that's going to be the challenge for
you.
And
I cook. So as long as I cook good food.
No, and I get your request. I'm not really trying to have you change it. But what if he's okay with how you eat and he still wants to eat chicken? You can't do that?
For multiple reasons, but no. Not
why? It's not like he's forcing you to eat the chicken and the meat. He's a good man on paper. He meets all the other requirements. So you're going to refuse a good man who's going to be stepfather because he doesn't eat plants like you? Crazy dating standards.
Not if we become like husband and wife. Like if we're dating, then and he's working himself to that, then I understand because it took me a minute to transition. But as my husband, I can't because if we're intimate, I might as well be eating the food you eat because we finna
I had one of my other vegan friends say the same thing. Well, actually, a girl on the show. I have a friend that said this before. And had a girl on the show that said it before. And it's the intimacy and like, okay.
And I don't want to have restrictions. Like you're my husband, so I shouldn't have restrictions on the intimacy. But I can't totally, we can't totally be like that if we.
And you got a divorce. You was married before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how was that?
I wasn't in that lifestyle at that time.
You wasn't in the lifestyle that, because have you found a guy? So you said you have, but other things didn't line up.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. A lot of Jamaicans will be plant-based. And there are some Black men that are plant-based too, but they other things were lacking, so I couldn't do it.
All right.
So in other words, she's looking for a Prince Charming, created and sent by God Himself. You know, I don't know if she will get that. You know, she's 40. She has been divorced 5 years. She hasn't found that kind of man. Good luck to her. But she's a good-looking woman, so she has that going for herself. You know, some of you guys will definitely be in the DMs for sure. But also because she only has one kid. Most times, the women who come on Kendra G's show usually have like 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 baby daddies, things like that. So she's good looking and she has one child. I know it should be she has no child, but that's the dating scene we live in right now. So she has those 2 things going for herself. But the fact that she wants the man to even have all the other attributes and also not eat meat, yeah, for that one, I don't know. I don't know where she's gonna get that kind of man. So, and she doesn't want him to be controlling, but I bet you she wants him to be a leader. I don't know. Good luck to her, but I don't think she'll find it.
We got it. So that's what it is. All right. What was your last relationship?
2023.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Last year, like the middle of last year.
Okay. Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Ooh.
Being picky. Being picky.
I took some notes because I needed to. So I be in the wind, and I realize that in relationships, I gotta kind of check in. Sometimes I just be in my own little zone, and I say I'm going to the store, and then I veer off, and I end up across town. But I have good intentions, but I know for some relationships that don't work, and I'm very spontaneous, and I like being by myself a lot. So I will go to the movies by myself spontaneously or go out to eat. So I need to work on that for a relationship because
it sounds to me like she doesn't like to be told what to do. That's just my translation.
I be forgetting to check in. I need to. My friends have said I need to work on being a good listener because
guys, I haven't fully watched this video. I'm just watching it in real time with you guys. I told you, I called it. She doesn't like to be told what to do. Her communication is off, and she's definitely controlling.
And that is, if I have a friend that calls me and she's venting to me about a problem, I don't be listening because I feel like I'm driven off a solution. I don't do all the stressing and all the stuff. Like there's a solution to stuff. So I'd rather get to the point of, okay, what's the solution versus listening to all this complaining. So
either she's very logical, which if she was very logical, she would know that she would never find all the attributes she wants in a man. So take that with a grain of salt, or she's just masculine.
I probably need to work on that in friendships. Because I get irritated. And the third one would be probably my facial expressions. I can't hide them, and I be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, good luck to her. I don't know if she'll find a rich man who wants to be a stepfather and doesn't eat meat. That, I don't know. She'll find a man, but I don't know if she'll find a man who has all those attributes, because clearly she hasn't found him yet. But good luck to her. I'll link down below the full video to Kendra G's show. What do you guys think about that? All right. So next up, we have this lady who's saying she wishes she had a whole face. She wishes she had slept around when she was a little bit younger, because she's now 32. Without further ado, let's go.
Not having a whole face.
In high school, we were indoctrinated to save it for marriage. Or quote unquote worth the wait. I guess I missed out on the whole era because I was too focused on like sleeping early. Do people not hook up over brunch?
So hi, I'm 32, I'm bisexual. I've dated men and women. Consider this your internet older sister's take on this whole face issue. So I actually had a prolific dating phase when I was in my 20s, but not a whole face. And I low-key regret that because you're young and full of energy. This is the time for you to do everything, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes safely, of course, and only if you want to. Whatever it is that you're doing it with people you have mutual respect with. The queen.
Yo, if a man made a video where he's telling other men to sleep around, where he wishes he had slept with as many women as he wanted, where he had a whole face, do you know the type of comments section, the type of comments he would have in this video? Do you know the outrage? Do you know the cancel culture that would go after him? But here we have a young looking, good looking lady. I would say good looking because I don't think, you know, she's applying makeup, but I don't think she has so much makeup yet. She's wishing she had a whole face. Two things I think about this video. Either she actually had a whole face, but maybe it wasn't as good of a whole face like she wanted. You know, maybe she didn't sleep with as many guys as she wanted. Or two, she actually did have one and she's thinking about having one. So, because what so many of these people do, they make videos to either get attention or venting of something they actually believe and want to do, but they would make it so that other women can co-sign and encourage them and tell them it's okay to do it, so they have more motivation and reason to actually do it. So she could be making this video because she actually wants to have a whole face, or she wants to continue a whole face, but when she looks in the comments and other women are saying it's okay to have a whole face and sleep around with men, she would just keep doing it or go on and do it. So it's crazy that this is a dating life we live in, because usually after the whole phase, they all now want a good, loving husband who shouldn't judge them for their past. Crazy.
Cher has also said this before in a clip I watched of her. And when she was young, she was bad, but she wished she were worse. I guess I missed out on the whole era because I was too focused on like my skincare routine, sleeping early, and like all of that happens at night, right? Like, do people not hook up over brunch? Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you here is that I'm not any better than people who have had a whole phase. The whole purity culture robs you of a lot of human learning experiences.
No, it doesn't rob you of anything. If anything, it helps you not get pregnant and become a single mother quick. It helps you focus on school or whatever goals you have. It helps you not catch any STDs. I mean, there's so many reasons why, you know, someone shouldn't have a whole face. Like, I'm yet to listen to one good thing that's going to come out of the whole face, apart from getting trauma and, you know, soul ties and bonding with people and, you know, ending up in bad situations because you're trying to hook up and sleep with everybody. Like, give me one good reason why people should sleep around versus why people shouldn't sleep around. It's like she's just saying that women were forced to do it and brainwashed.
Not just sexually, but also in relationships. Other than obviously our autonomy, it takes away from us the chance to explore our own sexuality, our own self, exploring your own needs and preferences in relationships. I mean, it's such a taboo topic, but the reality is how you want to be loved and made love to matters very deeply in relationships. It doesn't revolve around it, but you can't lie that compatibility is an important factor of togetherness. And even if somebody said, me and my spouse saved ourselves for each other and it's magic, you're an exception. For a lot of people, it takes a lot of trial and error for us to find that in relationships. And there's
But it shouldn't be trial and error. I think that even, in my opinion, the reason some of us haven't found our soulmates, because we don't know, maybe because we found them, but we didn't know what it looks like. We don't know what a soulmate looks like because we have been with so many people, if we're going to be honest. It's not different if you apply for a job, right? And they find out that you have been at every other job before them for 3 months, and then you leave or you quit or you get fired. Next job 3 months, you leave, you get fired. Next job 2 months, next job 1 week. They're going to find out and ask themselves that, hey, how come you've never stayed at one job for at least a good 2 years? Why do you keep moving from job to job? Like, where's the stability? So guess what? Even when you get your dream job, because you are so used to messing things up and getting and quitting or getting fired, arriving late for whatever reason, yours move from job to job. When you get your dream job, guess what's going to happen? The pattern, the habits are going to be the same. So eventually, many of us, especially the ones who have whole phases, are never going to find the soulmate, someone to be with for stability.
Nothing bad about that. In fact, we would all be in happier relationships if we knew what we wanted out of it and if we knew when to go if it's not giving that. I mean, there is a reason why we were able to relate to Tinashe when she said, "Is somebody gonna match my freak?" The reality of relationships is that it has to serve the needs of both people within it, or the 3 or more people in it if you're into that, not just the man. If there ever is a man, of course, it can definitely be your choice to save it for marriage, whether you're a man or a woman. However, 2 things can be true at once. The bigger picture, purity culture reinforces oppression of women and is still centered around the benefit of men. Men have also been shamed for being virgins, but isn't just that the other side of the same coin? Women being
So telling women not to sleep around is oppression, but telling them to sleep around and encouraging them to sleep with different men is freedom. And in fact, even telling men to sleep around doesn't benefit anyone. Because guess what? He's going to sleep with a good girl who, believes in the whole love thing and wants marriage and things like that. But if his goal is just to sleep around, guess what? Now he just messed up a good girl. And the cycle continues.
Shamed if they are sexual beings, and men being shamed for not conforming to that. So many people who have come before us have gotten trapped in marriages with people they don't like and have zero chemistry with because they were told that the most valuable thing about them, defined by men, is their body. If you look into the history of purity culture, it also taught couples that when they are doing the deed, a woman's pleasure isn't the priority. In fact, it's not even on the agenda. Under that concept, we're just vessels for baby making. I'm not saying either are better between whole phase or saving it. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else who had a whole phase. I'm saying that however you want to live your life should be for the intention of knowing yourself and not to please nor put down other people. In high school, we were indoctrinated to save it for marriage. Like
Not true. You were not indoctrinated. They knew, because it's high school, which means before that, there were so many teenage pregnancies. There was a high rate of teenage pregnancies. So that's why in high school, they tell us not to have sex. If anything, they start to tell us tell us about protection to avoid us from being teenage parents. So how is that wrong? How is it wrong to tell high school kids not to have sex before marriage? It's for the good. Like I said in the whole video, she has not mentioned one useful, logical reason for people to sleep around apart from having fun and its freedom. She has not talked about how people who had sex when they're younger or people who have slept around have got the STDs and babies and dropped out of school, and trauma. She has skipped all those disadvantages of sleeping around, especially when you're younger. She doesn't talk about those things, and she has also avoided talking about the advantages of that people get when they don't sleep around when they are younger, especially in high school. She hasn't talked about those things.
You're quote unquote worth the wait. Isn't that so telling? Like, our worth is based on us saving it for marriage. That was the whole message. They even gave out bracelets. We had baller IDs with that phrase written on it. You had to give it to them. They really had this whole campaign of trying to make it cool. All I know is I got into trouble because one time they were telling us in class, this is gonna be your future gift to your future husband. And I was like, well, what's his gift to me? And the reality is, purity culture was built to control women's bodies. Boys never received this same message and this same intensity.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. If you went to a good high school, there was something called sex education. They told us that advantages and disadvantages of sleeping around when you're a teenager, right? And they told us those classes at least once a week. So yes, they told us boys what happens when people sleep around when they're teenagers or younger, when people sleep around when they don't use protection. Yes, they told us.
Growing up, the same way it is systemically used against women. And women aren't just judged for being promiscuous. Women have been unalived. It is used against us to tell us that we don't have autonomy over our bodies, that our body is owned by some guy we haven't even met yet. At the end of the day, whether you're saving yourself or exploring your sexuality, you have value either way, and you are worth respect for the mere fact that you are human. So if you want to have a whole phase, do it safely, use protection, get tested regularly, and at the bare minimum, do it with someone you respect and someone who respects you.
This is crazy. I can't even believe, but it's the times we live in. Again, she's telling women it's okay to have a whole phase. Good thing she said use protection. But the issue is, if you've already promoted whole phase, so if you promote anything that is not largely advantageous to a whole group of people, the bats that you put in that do this bat, use protection, do this bat, if you have such ideas, usually most people don't take anything you say after the bat, because the whole message is not as positive. You feel me? But it's just funny to see that it's 2025 and she's promoting women to have a whole phase. But if a man did the same thing, you guys know what would happen. But anyway, I'll link down below her TikTok if you guys want to check it out. What do you guys think about that? That was crazy. All right, next up, shout out to our girl Kendra. This was a good video because this lady, she says she's a virgin, amazing body, African lady, and she wants a man who makes $1 million. Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, you are very glowy.
I know I had a long day. I'm sorry. I just came back from work and I've been dancing in my room, so
Okay, how do I pronounce your name again, baby?
My first name?
Yes.
Mpa.
Say it again.
Mpa.
Mpa?
Mpa.
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 Am I saying it right? Mpa?
Yes, Mpa.
She's an African.
Where are you calling me from, love?
Aspen.
Oh, you told me that. That's my fault. Where are you from initially? I know you're not.
I'm from South
Aspen.
Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
So how long you been in Colorado?
I've been here for 3 months, but I've been in Los Angeles for like 3 years.
South Africa in the house.
Are you okay? Where do you live in Aspen or LA?
I live in Aspen. I moved here.
You live in Aspen? Okay.
Yes.
How old are you, love?
Can you say that again?
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. You have any kids?
No.
No kids. Okay. You ever been married?
No.
Oh, you scoring high. These are numbers the men like on my show, child. 25, no kids, never married. What you do for a living?
I'm a bartender.
Okay. So we got Mpa.
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 Okay, please say Magdalene. Call me by my second name.
Magdalene?
Magdalene, yes.
I'm gonna get all of them wrong. I'm sorry, girl. I'm dyslexic. It's not intentional. I'm not trying to be offensive. I've been messing up names my whole life.
Okay.
Magdalene.
Yes.
Okay, Magdalene in Aspen. She's 25, no kids, never married, bartender. What's your
Okay, 25, no kids, bartender. That could be the red flags to some guys. But 25, no kids, beautiful woman, glowing skin, African. That sounds like a trophy wife for many guys, rich guys.
zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. All right, baby girl. Let's do it. What kind of man you looking for?
Laid back. Laid back, loyal, a morning person.
Oh, you want him to be a morning person?
Yes.
He's gotta get the money.
That's funny.
Outgoing, adventurous, lively, always happy, always up to something, very interesting, you know, always have something going on with their life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Can you say that again?
What are your deal breakers? Things you don't like?
Oh, asking me to send nudes. I don't like that. I don't send nudes.
Do men still ask women to send nudes, especially if she's not like your girlfriend, like a strange woman, stranger? You just ask them to send nudes. Do men still do that? Hey, men still pay for OnlyFans, so I guess they still do.
Ladies, real quick, if a man asks you to send a picture, send your kindergarten picture. Send your picture when you was in the first grade.
That's funny.
Send your picture when you was at your grandma's birthday.
I can send that.
I mean, you send it as in like to be funny. I never like that, and I'm gonna encourage all ladies: do not send any nude pictures. But if you post the news on Instagram, child, it's a little different because if you post the nude pictures, sometimes they be like, "Well, damn, you got it on IG."
Mm-hmm.
Do you got like bikini pictures on IG?
Of course I do.
Okay, well, let's have this debate. Let's have this conversation. Because I don't agree with sending nudes. Well, don't send nudes. So don't send nudes. Don't send nudes. Don't send nudes. But would you send a guy a bikini picture?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. So anything that you would post on your Instagram page, you will text.
Of course, I would.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's keep going. So no ask for no nude pictures, child.
Yes, and complaining a lot. I don't like a guy who complains. What else? Not being considerate.
Okay.
Spending money on unnecessary things.
Such as, give me something that's unnecessary.
Yes.
What's some unnecessary things?
Alcohol, a lot of alcohol.
Okay. That's it?
Yes.
So she seems to have no more standards. You know, she hasn't, maybe because obviously she's African, but she hasn't said any crazy standards that most men wouldn't meet.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
I'm 5'1", so definitely taller than me. I love wearing heels, so I would say 5'6".
Short girls, you guys got it made because you get more options because everybody's taller than you. Everybody's taller than you, so you automatically win. Sam Major said, well, he's back. 25 years old, no kids, beautiful, polite, and feminine. This is the kind of woman that 100K men prefer.
That's facts. 25, no kids, beautiful. That's every man's dream, honestly. Now, I'm not a weave kind of guy, so, but still, you know.
Okay. The men like you. Marcus said, Kendra Cam, skip the questions. No, Marcus, we're not skipping the questions. We'll get to the Kendra Cam. All right, should the guy look a certain way?
Um, you know, I have never been in a relationship before, so I would say you should be fit. Be fit, don't be too chubby. You know, have a nice body.
That's
I don't like
realistic.
not six pack. I don't prefer that, but have a nice body. Be fit.
Yeah, she's not overweight herself, so that's very realistic. She's just saying, hey, I just need a man who's in shape. You don't have to be, Mr. Olympia, Mr. Muscle Man, but just be in shape. That's fair to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Here we go.
Whew. About that, I would say I don't want to answer that, but what I can say is be able to afford me.
Oh, be able to afford me. And remember, she says she's a bartender. So she's a beautiful woman. So I can guarantee you she rubs shoulders or meets many men of means, rich men or men who have money where she works as a bartender. So when a woman says be able to afford me, hey, that's worse than a woman says 6 figures. I'm telling you, because there is no limit.
I don't care where you get the money from, as long as you make me happy.
Ooh.
And you can be able to provide for me, then we can make it work.
She wants a baller. Yeah.
What's 2025?
I'm telling you.
2025, they ain't playing tonight. The girls are saying it with their chest. Listen, if you didn't hear her, let me repeat it. Be able to afford her. She don't care where you get the money from.
Yep.
Just be able to afford her. She ain't gonna ask no questions. She ain't asking for no W-2s. She ain't asking for no tax returns. Just get the money.
Yo, 2025. I mean, she's 25, no kids, good looking. Hey, I guess she can ask for what she wants. If we are going to criticize single moms and say they shouldn't ask, they don't deserve to have high standards, a woman of her caliber, she can ask for whatever she wants. Does it mean she'll get it? Maybe, maybe not. But she can ask for whatever she wants. I'm just being, I'm going to play fair, guys.
I don't. These women ain't playing. These women ain't playing in 2025. All right, let's do the Kendra Cam, girl.
What do you want to do?
The Kendra Cam.
You want me to spin around?
The Kendra Cam is when you do your full body.
Oh. Like
so
this?
We got to see your legs.
Oh my gosh, I'm not wearing shoes. Don't judge my toes. Thank you.
We don't got to see your toes.
Ooh. She got the body nice and thick.
I mean, she got the body.
Yeah.
She got the body.
Yeah.
She's 5'1", no kids. I mean, you
she's gonna have like 1,000 DMs for all the rich men, rich and broke. Because she said you better be able to afford me. But trust me, guys who don't have money don't care about all that. They're gonna shoot their shot, because men these days are all about shooting their shot. But nice, thick, curvy body, every black man's dream body. Young, no kids. Hey, she's gonna have a couple rich guys in her DMs trying to fly her out. Let's just be honest.
Thank you.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You know when they love their body because they'll do the extra long Kendra Cam.
Yeah. She knows she got it.
They ain't playing with y'all. Money, fellas, get the money up. I don't know what to tell you.
Facts.
I try to tell the ladies that characters matter. They don't give a shit about what I got to say. Fuck that character. Rob a bank. That's how I don't know what to tell y'all. I was trying to tell the ladies, don't focus on the money, focus on the character. They said, fuck you, Kendra. What cash at?
Facts. Most women will look at a man's bank account, job, title, whatever it is, the place he's taking her for a first dinner date. how much the gift was, whatever it is. They'll look at the money aspect before they look at the character. Kendra is right. So Kendra trying to tell the women to stop asking for rich men or men who make lots of money and look at the character at a man's character first. It was never going to work. So I guess she's giving up.
Where the cash at? So fellas, I'm sorry. I tried rob a bank. That's the only way you get a woman in 2025.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. Okay? What it is. They don't care what I got to say, child. So it is what it is. Back to you, girlfriend. All right. What was your last relationship?
I've never been in a relationship.
Oh, sorry, you told me that. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I've never been intimate with anyone.
Oh, she's a virgin.
You're a virgin?
I've never been intimate with anyone. Yes.
Oh my God! You've never had sex?
No.
Oh, you gonna get it, girlfriend.
She's 25, so that's believable-ish. So, if she was 30, I would have questions. But 25, African, though, man, with her body, I don't know. I'm sure guys have been shooting their shot. I'm sure rich men have been shooting their shot. So it's kind of... So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to believe her. I'm going to give her 6. It's above, up more than 50%. I believe she's a virgin. Why? Because she's a good-looking woman, and I'm sure many guys of means, rich men, have seen that. So we don't know.
You're gonna get it. You gonna get a millionaire. You're gonna get a millionaire just off of the strength that they can say that they're the first person to be with you.
Yeah.
Are you saving it for marriage?
Am I what?
Are you waiting till marriage?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
I still think you're going to get it. Because if a man can say he is the only man that's ever been with you, I mean,
I can't say necessarily marriage and stuff.
Oh,
it's
so
not like just because I have never been in a relationship, people assume, oh, she's waiting for marriage. I'm waiting to love someone, to be completely open with someone, to allow them, to have sex with me.
I mean, she got game. I think so. The way she's talking, she got game. She's a bartender. Like I said, she meets men who have the means. So for her to still be a virgin, that's if she is. I mean, I don't know her, so I can't just 100% believe her. So she got game. She talks like she knows what she knows. She got game, if you guys know what I mean.
I'm just waiting for that space, that perfect moment where I can say, this is
okay,
safe.
But you need
now
to
I want to do this,
And add that he got to have the bag too, because you waiting, you got to have all that and the bag.
Yes.
Okay, Judah spent $100 to say this.
See, the rich men are
Judah
coming
spent $100 to say this. She will definitely get what she wants. She is the right one. A man like myself who was in the top 1% with no kids would take, but sorry, I'm taking.
Told you. Now there's a rich guy already sending in cash apps of $100 saying if he wasn't taken, he would reach out. By the time he says that, trust me, he may say he's taken, but maybe tomorrow he's not taken. So I can guarantee you, rich men watch this show and they're going to be in her DMs. Now, she talks like she has game. Like she knows how to maneuver the situation. So I can tell you right now, she's going to have a few men spending their money for no good reason. She's going to have a couple of men flying her out. Because now every man, because she says she's a virgin, is going to want to be her first if she's a virgin.
So he said she would. I think you're going to get what you want too. I think you being a virgin works in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think that a man, you already fit the aesthetics, right? And now you come with, you've never been with somebody. Men like stuff like that. They like to say that they're the first and the one and the only.
Yep. Men are very territorial.
Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get to that. You're going to break my app, child. You're going to break it. You're going to break it. Because, baby, when I tell you, Katrina said, bravo, young lady. I like this interview. Far back fellas, And the few ladies that are interested, I'm about to give her my EBT card and add her on my Obamacare.
Oh my gosh.
Let me say this. You actually didn't give out a salary requirement. Is there a number or no?
She said as long as you can afford her. Any man who knows what a woman means by that, you just gotta be rich. If a woman says be able to afford me and provide for me, it's a code word for be rich. Pretty much.
It's so difficult for me because I don't know. Let me think.
I'm not going to force you to give one if you don't have one. It's okay.
120K.
See,
Okay.
and she's being very nice at 120K. So the guys who make more than 120K are definitely going to be in the DMs.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Worrying a lot about small things.
Okay.
Making a big deal out of nothing.
This is the same thing as the first one, but okay.
Always trying to be perfect.
Always trying to be perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
She gave politically correct answers. Like, she got game. Because I'm telling you, at 25, I can guarantee you rich men have been hitting on her since she was like 19, maybe even 18, because she has a body. She has a good body. So she got game. By the time she's 25, she knows how to maneuver men.
Okay. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you? I can answer this question for you, child. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, girl?
I know.
You want to answer?
What's the question?
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you? The reason.
Oh, why would a guy be lucky to be with me? Because I'm a wife material. I cook. I know how to cook. I'm the best cook. I cook meals from scratch, like Nara Smith. Okay. I am always happy. I can just wake up at 3 a.m. and start dancing. That's how happy I am. I have good energy. I have a good aura. I'm always on the go. I am lovely. I have a lot of energy. Anything that requires energy, I'm up to do it.
I told you, she got game. Can you listen to those answers? Like, she's saying everything a man would love to hear. She's a good cook. Remember the first thing she said, she's wife material. Any man who hears that thinks, okay, I got my trophy wife. So she got game. So for all the rich guys, some of you guys watching me who are going to be in the DMs, just know she got game. Don't think you're just going to throw money at her and then she's going to be yours. She got game. Some of you are going to spend your money for nothing, but good luck. I'll put down the link below, the full link down below to the video, to Kendra's G show. Shout out to Kendra. Shout out to the African queen right here. Nice African queen. What do you guys think about that? All right. So next we have this TikTok lady who says she has never been wrong in a relationship and she's not the problem. But any time a person says they're not the issue in the relationship, they probably are.
Because none of my relationships work out. I posted a video that I got broken up with, and I got a couple comments of people saying that I must be the problem because none of my relationships work out. For context, I am a single mother. I'm 27, and I'm a content creator, so I share my life. So people on my page have seen me go through now 2 relationships. I don't like to talk about the first one though, so we're just going to focus on the one. But again, I'm on a dating journey because I do want to be a wife and have a family one day. But I want to address the something must be wrong with you comments and explain why there is nothing wrong with me. And this is going to be a great message.
Definitely something's wrong with you. That right there, the fact that you think there's nothing wrong with you, and it's the man's fault because all your relationships have ended, that is something wrong with you right there. You know, I should end the video right here. Any person who says they're perfect, they are the issue. That's the problem right there with you thinking you're perfect.
for young women and even older women who are trying to discover themselves and trying to date again. I consider myself a subjectively beautiful woman, and I am successful. In a circumstance such as my life, that is extremely intimidating for a man. I'm speaking to myself for a second, and then I'm going to talk about how you can apply this to you. I pay all of my own bills. I buy nice clothes for myself. I travel. I take care of my son by myself. I run the household by myself.
You are a single mom, so clearly we expect you to pay all your bills. We expect you to have a job. Like, that's not groundbreaking news. You're an adult. Ladies, stop telling men how you pay your own bills, how you travel, how you do things by yourself. You are an adult. Adults are expected to take care of themselves. If you didn't, we would be questioning what the hell is wrong. Like, no man is going to look at you and be like, oh my God, she takes care of herself. She pays her bills. She has a job. Oh my God. No. We expect you to have those things. Like, it's not something so extraordinary that you have to throw it in our faces. And if you think men are intimidated by that, maybe that's because you throw it in their faces every chance you get.
Looking at these things as a whole, a man cannot come into the picture and only provide financial stability, because I provide that for myself. I'm a single mother. I take care of my son, so I provide protection for my family, my household, me and my son. So the protection from a man and the financial stability from a man does nothing for me. Do I want that? Of course. But I don't need it because I'm surviving and living very comfortably on my own without it. So
okay, so sounds like she's the type of woman who gets into a relationship. She's an independent woman before a relationship, but she still wants a man to provide. But at the same time, every chance she gets while in a relationship, she's going to remind you she's an independent woman who doesn't need you. Which man is going to stand for that? Which man won't feel offended? Which man won't feel used? Because if you don't need me, why at the same time do you want me to provide for you? Only a stupid man is going to be in such a relationship because he's going to feel used.
As a man, when you look at a woman of my caliber, you have to be well in tune with yourself. You have to know how to communicate. You have to be very emotionally aware of yourself. You have to actually provide value to my life. Because with all of the qualities that I have, of course, a man would look at that and know that I could provide value, especially a man who desires a family. But a woman such as myself is going to bring out insecurity in a man who has not the ability to connect with himself emotionally, not the ability to communicate, and not really anything to provide other than if he has a good job and makes good money and can pay for stuff. It's not enough. And a lot of the times men will just settle for women who are pretty but don't have anything to offer, because that woman is going to still take care of the household, still take care of the kids, and be cool with them providing financially because that woman's not doing anything else in her life outside of that. That's zero.
The issue is you think men who have the means to provide for a woman, they want the woman to provide. So much as you have a job and you provide for yourself, but at the same time, if you want a man to provide, that means your money is your money. It's not like you're going to spend the money on me. So you talking about how you have a job, how you can do things for yourself, doesn't benefit me, because at the end of the day, you still want me to provide and pay for the bills. So you telling me how you have a job and you're independent doesn't benefit me. So she thinks when men ask women, what do you bring to the table? She thinks men are talking about her job and the money that she has. But that's not what men are looking for in a woman. At least men, the type of men you want. Now, I understand. No matter what I say, it doesn't matter because she's a beautiful woman. Now, I get it. Some of it might be a filter or some makeup, but you can say that she's a traditionally good-looking woman. So regardless of how she speaks, regardless of the fact that she's a single mom, she's going to have thousands, because now she's on social media, she's going to have thousands of DMs from men because she's a pretty woman. At the end of the day. So that's why it's the ego talking right now.
Shade to the woman. I'm not shading anybody in this at all. But in my situation, I've been forced to be in this grind mode, forced to be in a position where I am playing every single role. And that's just my life and how it is at the moment. And so
It's expected. You're a single mom, so you are required and expected to take care of yourself and take care of your son or daughter. If not, work it out with your baby daddy so you guys can both provide.
Men just don't like that. And this is not for all men, because there are good men out there that are strong within themselves, that are very emotionally aware, that are intelligent, that can communicate. They have all of the things. A lot of them are in relationships. But traditionally, men want to have some type of power. They want to be the leader. They want to be up here. And when I'm also up here, it's not good for them. They don't.
No, that's because, again, you are throwing your independence. You are throwing your job. You're throwing the fact that you're a strong, independent, single mom who doesn't need a job, who doesn't need a man, in their face. There are so many women who make tons of money, who don't throw their degrees and their jobs and the money they earn in a man's face. And they have good relationships. They have good men who take care of them. But you are coming off is that's all you are talking about. You haven't talked about the fact that you're a caring woman. You have not talked about the fact that you can make a good meal. You have not talked about the fact that you can support a man and be, listening skills. You have not talked about the fact that maybe you communicate very well with a man, that you're kind to men, you're empathetic. You have not talked about all those things. The number two things you've been talking about is the fact that you provide for yourself as a single mom, that you have a good job, and you don't need a man. Those are the constant things in the whole video. You have not talked about any other attributes that you bring to a man's life.
They don't like that. They don't feel like a man. That's just for like the weak-minded ones. A real man, in my opinion, would look at a woman like me and be so in awe and want to connect with me and want.
That's because of your beauty. That's because of the face. The face attracts them, but once they find out who you are really deep down, they run off.
To live in such togetherness with somebody who's on the same level as them. So I really encourage you, if you are a woman who's struggling to date, please pour into yourself, become the best version of yourself, and actually make these men step up to provide some value to you. Like, they need to be a good person. They need to know how to talk, because a lot of relational issues lie in the fact that men do not want to work on themselves. They don't want to have that emotional intelligence. They don't want to have that strong communication.
You started off the video by saying you are not the one to blame for all your failed relationships because you're perfect. So who's not working on themselves? You don't have the self-awareness to see that no one is perfect. You don't have the self-accountability to look in the mirror and figure out what you did wrong in those failed relationships. And you want to talk about how men don't work on themselves? How are you working on yourself? Don't talk about to us. Don't tell us how you got a job and you're a single mom who provides. We don't care about that. Any adult should be able to do that. Let's talk about the intrinsic values.
You're operating at your highest self. You will one day meet somebody who is also operating at their highest self. So I would just never settle. And financial stability is not enough. Please, it's not enough. I've poured so much into myself and making sure that I'm the best version of myself. So there's nothing that could make me believe that I'm the problem. Nobody.
There you go. She said it again. To her, she has been perfect. To her, if we lined up all her ex-boyfriends, if we lined up her boyfriends, her baby daddy, and all the men she has talked to, they would say she's a perfect angel. To her, those were her words, that she's not the problem. To her, when she looks in the mirror, she's perfect. All because she has a job, and she's pretty, and she can pay her bills. To her, that's all that means that she's a perfect woman.
Nobody's perfect in a situation. I'm not saying that. There's issues that arise. I mean, even in the healthiest of relationships, we're humans.
But you just say you're not the problem. Because if you can't say you're not the problem, and then in the next sentence say, no one is perfect. Okay, since no one is perfect, tell us exactly what you have done wrong in those relationships. Let's hear it.
But I look at dating in the sense of, if something doesn't work out, whether it's me that ends the relationship, if it's the other party that ends the relationship, we're just not meant to be together. And that's okay. I said this in my last video. nothing has to be wrong with you. Nothing has to be wrong with the other person. If things don't work out, then it just wasn't meant to work out. So don't let your time of singleness make you believe that something's wrong with you or that you should settle, because that's never the case. That's never the case. Take this as opportunity to pour into yourself, to pour into your faith, whatever faith that you practice. Pour into your friends, pour into your hobbies. Whatever effort and energy you pour into yourself is exactly what you're going to get back. And it may not happen in the...
This video was a perfect example of the whole thing of single women keep other women single, because she's a pretty woman, so she's gonna have attraction whether on social media or in real life. So there's so many, as you can see if you look at the first comment right here, so many women agree with her, but I can guarantee you all the women who agree with her are either women who are single currently, women who are going through a breakup, women who have a conflict in their relationship, and once they see a video like this, they're just going to end their relationships because they feel they are not the problem. If she had preached to women, hey, look in the mirror, self-accountability, figure out what you're doing wrong, apologize, be better to men, treat men better, don't throw your degrees and your jabs in men's faces, she wouldn't have all these women supporting her BS. But that's the current dating market we live in, that, women believe they're perfect. And like I said, she's a good-looking woman. So no matter how many videos she makes of calling herself perfect and, throwing her degree and the jobs in men's faces, she's going to have men in her DMs regardless, But what do you guys think about that? Comment down below. I'll put down the link to our TikTok down below. All right. So next, we have Kendra G as always. This lady says she got no kids. But she doesn't want no, my bad. This man came on Kendra G's show with high standards, right? But some women couldn't qualify because he doesn't want women with kids. He's ready for a wife, and he doesn't want a woman to be friends with her ex. And some women didn't like that. So let's get into it.
Phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
Okay, where you calling me from, love?
Columbus, Ohio.
I'm still freezing?
You're good now.
Am I frozen right now?
No, you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio. How old are you?
I am 30.
30. And what you do for a living?
I do hazmat trucking locally.
You do what, baby?
Hazmat trucking, like I pick up chemicals.
You do trucking?
Yeah, but on the hazardous side.
All right. Willis, Columbus, Ohio, 30, trucking. Do you have any kids?
No children, no.
Okay. Willis, Columbus, Ohio, 30, trucking, no kids. What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. All right, let's get to it. Willis, Columbus, Ohio, 30, Capricorn, trucking, no kids. Are you in the private group?
I am, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, I think you're in the private group. Okay, you can give out your IG since you're in the private group.
Oh, you want me to change it right now?
Well, you can tell them at the end. So the people in the private group can't actually give out their social media. So at the end, I'll let you give out whatever you want to give out. That's the benefit of being in the private group.
Woo!
All right, you ready from the top, Willis?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, what kind of woman are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for someone supportive, beautiful, loyal, trustworthy. She gotta have like a a nice figure. I like a booty on her. Hey, it's my only chance, so I gotta say everything I want, right? And someone who loves to travel. I love to travel. I try to travel every 3 to 4 months, and
he must be making some good money traveling every 2 to 3 months. That's good money.
Also would love someone with culture, maybe from the Caribbean or Africa or just anyone with culture. I just love culture. It's good for me because I'm originally from St. Lucia, the Caribbean. So, yeah. Pretty much the basic things, just consistency. Someone with a personality. No one has a personality anymore. And I get bored quick. You know, if you don't have a personality, just say, hey, hi, how you doing? Can we have a conversation? You know, like chat a little bit, get to know each other. But yeah, that's pretty much it I can think of right now.
You think the women don't have personalities?
Nowadays, people just want to text all day. I don't want to text all day. Let's have a phone call. Let's meet in person, have a conversation. You know?
I agree, man. Women want a man to text them in the morning when you wake up. They want you to text them mid-morning to check on them. They're not texting you. They want you to check on them to show that you care, and they want you to check on them during lunchtime, and they want you to check on them in the evening, and then you better call or text before you go to bed and wish them a good night. So the whole day you are the one checking in. They never care to check on you, and if you don't, God forbid you don't, then they're gonna say you don't care. They're gonna ghost you. They're gonna throw tantrums. So I agree with him. She gotta be able to hang out and just not be on the phone the whole time.
No, let's.
It's interesting that you say that, because usually I hear that from the women.
Really?
Usually the women are saying that the men want to text all day, but you're saying you actually want to talk and the women want to text all day.
Right. I'm telling you, yeah.
Okay. All right. Willis wants to have a conversation. Okay.
Let's have a conversation, a long one, almost every day. Let's go.
Ladies,
no excuses. Oh, I had a long day. Like, let me know. Communication, you know, not just disappear for a whole day and then come back and be like, hey, how you doing? I don't work that way. Yeah.
Okay. They're telling me to ask you, where are you from?
Okay, so that's confusing. I thought you want to see them in person. Now you want to talk to them on the phone all day? I'm confused.
From originally?
St. Lucia.
St. Lucia. Okay. Now, what are some other deal breakers by not talking to you all day?
Children, I would prefer to start a family with my person for the first time with them. So no kids, no kids. I know people are hard-headed. Let me say this, no kids.
Say it again, because they're not going to listen, because you already said you like to travel every 2 to 3 months, which means you got the money. Single moms are not going to care. They're going to be like, oh, he got money and likes traveling, because these days every lady likes to travel. That's all they're going to hear. They're going to forget the fact that you said no single mom. So you may want to say it 10 times.
So no smoking. I don't do smoking at all. Cigarettes. You can smoke weed here and there, but not like an addiction. Like every single day I got to get it. You know, I got to have it.
Okay, you said, wait, real quick. I want to stay here because you said people are hard-headed. So you have a note. It's non-negotiable if you have children.
Right. People will say, oh, man, maybe he'll change his mind. I'm giving him everything he wants.
Maybe he will change his mind and want to be a stepfather to these lovely kids of mine, since we come as a package. I have such beautiful kids. Every man would love them, and they would love to be a stepfather.
And you might accept my child. I don't want to be a stepdad. I want to be, I want to have my own family.
Oh, they're going to come for him. They are going to come for him, because any man who has standards that, eliminates almost half the population of women, they're going to come for him. Because how dare a man have a standard? How dare a man not want to be a stepfather and raise another man's kids? How dare you? Who do you think you are, sir? They're going to attack him.
Okay. Yeah. And that's just, you deserve that, right?
Yeah,
so that's the reason behind it, is you don't want to be a stepdad.
All right. I don't want to be in that situation. And
that's fair.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So let's see if the ladies, so ladies, I will just say this. Don't embarrass yourself, because you don't want to reach out to him and then he then says what he just says right here. It's okay. It's all good. And plus,
I can guarantee you right now, hand to God, some single moms are going to reach out. And I can guarantee you, they're going to be good looking. Because as a man, some guys, I don't know about him, but some guys who say don't want single moms, if they meet a very, very good looking woman they're really attracted to, they will just be like, okay, I can try it. They will forget all their standards of not wanting a single mom and just go with it, especially if they find a good woman very good looking. So single moms who are really attractive, don't have issues finding a man, because by the time the man finds out they got kids, the man is really deep in invested because she's that good looking.
I think women, you don't want a guy who doesn't want to be a stepdad. Like at the end of the day, your kids ain't going nowhere and you should love on your kids. And if a man is telling you in the beginning he don't want to be a stepdad, you actually shouldn't want him back for yourself.
Right.
So it should be respected on both ways. Okay, fair enough. So no women with kids. Any more before we go to should she look a certain way?
Bad hygiene. I don't do smells. I don't like smells. I'll smell good for you. You gotta smell good for me, you know. That's big. Laziness. I like someone who wants to get up and do something. It's anything, just do something with your life. Have some kind of ambition. It can be anything, just something. No OnlyFans. Never had an OnlyFans. Not thinking about an OnlyFans. I don't want my girl on the internet or anything like that. So no, none of that.
It's crazy that in 2025, men have to be specific. You know, that, hey, listen, I don't want to date a woman who has an OnlyFans. It's crazy that men have to be that specific. And I can guarantee you, if as a man you don't say you don't want women who are strippers or women who sell fit pics or women who, you know, do all sorts of things, if you don't say those things, you'll find yourself meeting those women. They may go in his DMs because she will say, you say don't like OnlyFans. I don't have OnlyFans, but I do adult content. So, you know, so you have to be specific as a man in 2025.
Having your ex as a friend. I don't care the situation. I don't want it. I don't want to deal with that.
And for that, women are going to call him insecure. Like, how dare you not want me to be friends with my ex? You're insecure. You are controlling. The man doesn't want you spending time talking to the man you call your ex. That's all he's asking for. That's not a crazy ask, but some women are going to call him controlling.
Think of me as a...
Okay. So wait a minute. Okay. Okay. So we got to know OnlyFans, and if she's friends with an ex, that's a no for you too.
That's a no. I don't want to know the situation. I don't want to know the story. I don't care. Just don't bother to communicate or talk to me.
I mean, you don't have to hate your ex, but you shouldn't be in constant communication with them or even hang out with them, especially if they are your ex for a reason, and especially if you're trying to start a new relationship, because what's stuff like it never leads to anything good. Because you people, you used to be intimate. Chances are you're more likely to be intimate with your ex than you're like a new person.
Do you not have, okay, so with that being said, are you not friends with any of your exes either?
No, everything I'm saying is the same on my side. I'm not one-sided. So
okay,
that's the same energy I'll be giving.
Okay. So no kids, no friends with your exes, no OnlyFans. Keep going.
Don't think of me as a walking wallet. I don't know you. I'm not gonna order you Grubhub or pay your rent. Don't try to pull that. Don't waste my time because I'm looking for a potential wife. Don't come into my inbox wasting my time.
They're gonna call him broke for this. If you're broke, just say that. They're gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Like, I already can hear the women going off. He's broke. He's stingy. He's controlling. If you're broke, just say that. I can already hear the ladies screaming that. I'm telling you. Look at Kendra G's face. She can't even believe it.
I could have given someone attention that really wants to be with me or, who is interested. But I think that's about it right now. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay. Let's stay here for a second. So don't ask you for her, like you said, Grubhub. So you're not Grubhubbing her a meal.
Nah. They're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Okay, cool. I mean, starting off, that's it's a turn off for me. I'm trying to get to know someone, but they're just trying to get something. I don't want that. I actually want to get to know the person.
He actually wants to get to know the person. Okay.
But the thing is, some women will say that they use that as a test to see if you're caring, to see if you got money, to see if you're stingy, things like that. So, they say, I'm going to ask him for money to see if he's caring, if he's stingy, if he's broke. It's like, I just met you. So how are you entitled to me just sending you money because you want to find out if I'm broke or not? Like, I know, but that's the dating, guys. That's the current dating market.
Does she make a certain amount of money?
No, I don't care. It could make 10,000 a year. It don't matter. As long as you're trying to do something, and ambitious about it. That's.
But here's the deal. Okay, now this is fair. You don't care how much money she makes, but if a woman made $10,000 a year and you wanted to date her, you're gonna help her out financially.
I understand that. Yeah.
I mean, most men don't have an issue helping women or providing for women, they just don't want to feel used. How do you feel used? If she's constantly asking you and throws a tantrum if you don't give her. So you give her 10 times, and on the 11th time, she asks you and you're like, hey, baby, I don't got it right now. And she throws a tantrum. Or if she's just staying home all day. So men don't want to feel used. And another thing is most men want to feel appreciated. Like if a man knows his woman is home all day, he's expecting a nice cooked meal, he doesn't have an issue providing for her. He doesn't have an issue giving her money to make her hair when she asks, because he knows she's providing some sort of value to him. So most men don't care about a woman's money, because they know at the end of the day, most women will not share their money with a man. They are going to be the main providers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you just said you're not a walking bank account. So
yeah, that's to like dating. You know what I'm saying? Like getting to know someone. Yeah. But I don't feel like my person would need to make a certain amount of money because I already built that foundation. Like I literally paid off our future house already.
Facts.
Paid off. We don't have to worry about a home or anything like that.
Okay. So, okay. I think I understand. So on the dating phase, if it got serious, she could be a housewife.
If she wants to. It just has to make sense.
Okay.
It's communication,
Okay.
Yeah, it's situational. Everything's situational. I'm not going to tell her quit her career to be a housewife.
You're not going to tell her what?
To quit her career that she worked hard at to just stay at home if she doesn't want to. Like, we have to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a fair deal. He's willing to provide, but also, if she's working, he doesn't need her to stay home all day to become a housewife. To me, this sounds like the perfect man every woman wants. But at the end of the day, when he says, no OnlyFans, no single moms, and being nice to me, or, don't ask me for money when I just met you, he's going to cancel out so many ladies just by saying those things, But he seems like he's the perfect man most women ask for on paper. He loves to travel, so, paying for the trips.
All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
All right. Me.
We got to see your legs.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right, Willis. All right. Okay. Willis, do you want her to be in Columbus, Ohio?
Distance, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. I would love to, but I'm open to it. As long as she's willing to travel.
Okay, I was going to say, if she's not, are you willing to relocate, or would she have to be willing to relocate eventually?
I cannot relocate because my business is in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm the provider anyways. So that would be hard for me to relocate.
Okay, so just if it got serious, she has to be open to moving to Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, sadly, Columbus, Ohio. I know it's Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Why do people be shitting on Columbus, Ohio? I've never been, but I definitely want to go. But people make it seem to be like such a bad state or city. I don't know, but
but yeah.
I was saying this the other day though, that sometimes if you're gonna have to move for love, if some people, especially if you want something that if a guy or it could be the woman too. But if they have a foundation set in a certain city, then you're going to have to relocate, you know, but that's one other conversation. All right. What was your last relationship, Willis?
About 2.5 years ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask, when was the last time you was intimate with someone?
3 months ago.
3 months ago. 3 flaws you have to work on.
I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. It could be a flaw. It can't. It depends on the person. I'm indecisive because I want to make the best decision for my life in the future, so I can get a little indecisive. And I get bored easily with someone with no personality. Like I said, you know, you got to have some kind of personality. So I'll lose interest if you're not trying or trying to be consistent or put in the energy,
the effort
towards us.
The effort which most men ask for. Because as men, we're expected to give. Take me on a date, plan a date, ask me out, text me, call me, compliment me, do all these things for me, like women ask, but very few women bring any reciprocation back. If you tell her to make you a sandwich, or you're controlling, you're toxic. If she does something you don't like and you hold her accountable, or you're toxic, or you are selfish, and this and that. It's like most men never get a chance. Matter of fact, most men die without never ever receiving any reciprocation, feeling loved, feeling appreciated, the gratitude. That's why I said most men don't mind providing, but they never get the gratitude. They never feel appreciated. And that's all he's saying by saying that. But anyway, guys, what do you think? I'll link down below the full link to Kendra G's show, so you guys can check it out. Perfect guy on paper. Most things women ask for, but trust me, he disqualified many, and they're gonna attack him. What do you guys think? All right. So next up, shout out to Anton Daniels. The women and the men were going after him because of the way he's raising his daughter. They think he's controlling. They think he's such a strict father. But as I always do, I always, tend to agree with him on so many things. And obviously, if you guys have watched my channel before, Anton Daniels is my motivation for content creation. So let's get into it.
Can she be a farm? Anthem, can she be a farm?
I don't know why this is so difficult. I
feel like y'all are making assumptions.
Very
I understand what you're saying 100%. Here's my question to you, right? Let's say she goes on her own path. She said, okay, forget it. Forget the covering, forget the finances, forget the support. This is what I want to do. I'm doing it. And she becomes successful. Let's say she wants to be an actor. She becomes the next Angelina Jolie, right? You're not going to the Oscars. Would you respect her more for doing it her way?
So
would you respect her more for doing it her way?
No.
Wow.
Why not?
First of all, Angelina Jolie.
Because it's control. That's why.
Angelina Jolie is a hoe. Okay.
Let's question.
Everybody in the industry fucked on Angelina Jolie.
Don't deflect, Anton. Don't deflect.
So listen.
Wouldn't that count if you know her to say that? Wouldn't that be the same? Wouldn't that be the same thing? Where you question?
Let me answer the question. I don't respect success in a way that y'all respect success. Right? The way that Angelina Jolie, for example, allegedly had to go and get it, and just because she made a lot of money doing it, doesn't mean that it aligns with my values and what it is that I stand for, because I am very much aligned with Christian values as far as how it is that you go about doing things. Have you had to fuck your way to the top? If you had to be passed around in the industry, just because you make how you make money and how you become successful matters just as much as whether or not you get it.
I definitely agree. How you make money matters for sure. That's why the people who steal, cheat, and have to end people's lives for making money, it matters. You may have billions of dollars, but I wouldn't want a dime from you if that's how you're getting your money. So definitely I agree with him. How you make your money matters as much as how much money you got.
And so, no, I would not respect it. It doesn't mean anything to me. And that is your dream. And God bless you. Good luck with that. I think that's good for you.
But let me ask you something, Anton.
To be a famous actress, the percentage is a 0.00086%. So it's like, why would you guys want to set your children up for failure? Like I don't get that. That's why
I don't understand that either. Wait, Anton, I just want to ask something. What
because hold on, I'm almost done. Ballerina school is 50 to 100,000 grand. You're gonna pay to go dance for a couple years for 100,000 grand. That it's gonna expire
you got
at
it.
a certain age. So it's like, why do we keep on setting our kids up for failure when these other cultures are very strict and then they're more successful in certain industries? Make it make sense.
Okay,
like,
wait.
My dad was, if you don't go to college, you're cut off. That's why we all went to college.
No, but
that's why we're all in
Q, but that was not the point. So
no one's taking
what you said.
No one's taking into account that Anton or anyone else has raised their child from birth and has instilled certain morals and things in them. So we're guiding these children.
What does
we guide them based on how we raise them? So we know what's best.
Nikki,
there's actually something else.
But wait a minute.
One second, Nikki. There's not the point. The point is this, right?
That is the point because Jasmine is controlling.
Because Jasmine, because Jess,
kids are not going to think it's controlling because they are raised in that environment. They know better. They know that they're right and they have
there's the point
to succeed. So
yeah, I think women throw that whole controlling word around so much. It's like anything that has routine, anything that is a standard, anything that doesn't let them just do whatever they want, they call it controlling. So here's this man who has raised his daughter a certain way and has expectations of his daughter a certain way, and they're calling him controlling because he won't bend on certain values. You know, we have seen families where they have lawyers, doctors, this and this and that. Those are families that have a foundation of education. That's not being controlling. That's something the dad or the mom found out that works for their family. And if it's a good thing, honestly, for me, I don't think it's controlling for how a parent should raise their child. If it's something positive, I don't think it's controlling. Now, if it's negative, that's different. If it's something positive, it's just structure. But so many people these days think structure is being controlling. They don't like when their boss tells them something because the boss is being controlling. They don't like, and the fact that a parent is not even allowed to give their kid structure because he doesn't want to come off controlling is the reason why we have so many crazy youth running around.
So you guys might be controlling because you guys didn't have the parents in the household to have that character or that foundation.
But this is what I'm talking about. But Q, Jess said, pursue your dreams while you are actually getting the information. One second. You asked me what
ballerina shit on the fucking side.
No, but there's the thing. But she said, and like the same way that you have a lot of hobbies, Q, you do a lot of things that are not. It's just things that you like, right? She said, while you're doing that, go ahead and make sure that you get some type of information, some type of knowledge. So when you actually done with the things that you like, you are ready to do things.
No. She needs to.
That's what she said.
Trying to do two things at the same time is inefficient.
Degree and do the other things at the side. No, you need to focus on that one major thing.
So why
to be successful dancer is a low ass percentage. Is it expired time? There's no longevity in that. Make that make sense.
That's true.
I actually agree with Q right here. Especially when kids are just coming up. Now, some of us didn't have the we didn't have all the opportunities when we were growing up, or maybe our parents didn't know any better to steer us in in a certain way whereby, okay, we understand you like to play soccer, you like to do ABCD, but focus on this, which is very positive. It's going to be good for you. Achieve this, and then later on you can do the music and whatever. You can always, because when you're a kid, you have all the time in the world. You can focus on one thing. If it fails, focus on this. If it fails, you can still always come back and do whatever you want to do. So I definitely agree with Q. Like, parents should definitely pick out something positive for the kids to pursue, whether it's school, whatever it is. Focus them on that. If it fails, they are still young enough. Even if they put 3 years in it and they fail, they are still young enough to go pursue something else.
girl. That's
it is
true.
true, Jazz. Nobody on this panel knows a famous fucking dancer right now.
You don't know a famous
No.
dancer.
Besides you, don't Google right now. What dancer do you know that has a 20-year time term? What dancer?
Alvin Ellie.
No. What? Okay. What dancer?
Allen.
No, Jazz. What dancer do you know retired at the age of 65, which is retirement age?
You said what?
What dancer do you know has retired at the age of 65, which is a retirement age?
A lot of dancers are still dancing at 65.
What? That are making
what? No, you don't get it because you know and you don't.
No. You're right. I might not get it, but you might not understand the business reality of world and what today. But fucking dancers are not becoming famous like that. Let's just be honest. You want to be a video vixen? Okay, do that. But these girls are not. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very small percentage of success. For example, if you're gonna choose either to become a dancer or getting a degree, it's night and day. You can get your degree, like Q is saying, get your degree on the side. No, get your degree as your main plan and be a dancer on your weekends, your off days. You feel me? It will help you part of your exercise, but if it's really your passion, you can do that on the side. That's why kids are in school all day, and the practice, the soccer, the baseball, the football is after school, which I agree. Like no one should want to be a dancer as the main thing they want to do for the rest of their lives.
Let me look at the average dancers.
That's just untrue. It's just untrue.
But I just don't understand these, right?
Give me one second. I get what you're saying. We don't want to build like delusional kids. Like, go follow your dreams, do whatever, don't do anything serious. I understand that logic as well. What I'm saying is that let's prop our children up to be successful, right? Let's guide them as much as we can. But when they become their own, we also, y'all the ones with kids. But I would think, because I've had parents, right? I would think that the best thing you could do as a parent is support what that grown adult has evolved to come to. And they say, you know what? The lawyer thing is not working for me. I want to be a veterinarian instead. Veterinarians make good money. That's a very decent career. But to say that because they choose to be a veterinarian outside of the lawyer that you envision for them, that you will completely abandon them, I don't know if that's right. That's all.
Yeah, I kind of don't agree with that as well. But also because they are kids, they don't know any better. Now, if they pursue being a lawyer and 2 years in, they are failing the papers, but they have something else that is good they want to pursue. It's not dancing, it's not, these weird degrees, but maybe it's like she said, they want to be a vet, they want to be a doctor, something else that also has good career projections. That's okay, they can do that. But after they try to be a lawyer and then they fail.
All I'm saying, I just threw the dancer example out there, just something anything outside of what you decided you want for your child.
To say that's a little bit more reasonable.
They make $47,000 on an average basis.
Not going to even consider, what drives them and what they're passionate about, and try to help them to make money off of that.
But there's more reasonable. But
don't you preach entrepreneurship? Don't you value like using your natural skills to make money?
No. Anton actually, Jess, this is actually a lie.
If you want to be a ballerina, if you want to be a veterinarian, do it. He won't pay for it. That's right.
And what I'm saying is, you don't have to pay for it. But damn, daddy, you're not gonna talk to me no more.
No, but these.
Yeah, but I mean, every parent has the right to choose how they're going to spend their money on a kid. So if a parent says, hey, listen, I'm going to pay for your school, but only if you're going to be a lawyer. And the kid turns around, you're like, hey, daddy, I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be a teacher. The parent has the right to say, hey, listen, if you're going to be a teacher, you're going to pay for your own school. The parent has that right. Because the parent did say, I'm never going to pay for you to go to school. No, I'll pay for school if you're going to be a lawyer. So the child, which at some most times when it comes to college, most kids are adult age, they have the right to say, okay, daddy, I will go to school for to be a lawyer, you can pay my tuition. Or they can say no, pursue their degree as a teacher, but the parent is not obligated to pay the tuition. I agree with that part.
He's consistent with that because he said fuck your dreams, and I remember that the same way I remember he said fuck them kids.
This is why the black community is
He's been consistent with that because I remember he said fuck your dreams, you need to do
This
what
is why the black
do.
community is like our only dream is some type of
oh my god, the black community, what?
This
There's
is
no white
why
dancers.
other cultures have way more going on. They
Other
are
cultures are not
dominating
dancing?
industries because they are bred for it. They're bred to dominate those industries.
And
They don't have a
white
choice.
culture?
Y'all be such in this weird bubble that y'all think this is why we can't get ahead. Force your kids to do something in a specific industry, like every other culture does.
Hey, Molly.
Put them in a STEM field. Stop trying to make them be an athlete or a rapper or some type of jigaboo entertainer. Put them in something where they can compete.
She's funny. What is a jigaboo entertainer? That's funny.
With the rest of the world, or we're always going to be laughing, and y'all are always going to be crying about how white people aren't letting us get ahead.
Nobody's
but we're
talking about
pushing
white
our
people.
kids into retarded things. I'm sorry.
Hey Molly, did you do a job that your parents told you to do? Did you do the same
what was your original point?
Yes, I did.
Huh?
No, because Fatty was making a point and then he stopped saying it.
Yeah, my point is, my point was the question, right? Because probably it's fine. I'm not even because I don't want to fight with her. Did you pave your way? Did you create who went on Daniel Z's and what he did, or did your parents decide that for you?
My parents didn't pay for me to do anything. They didn't have.
Wait a minute.
No, listen. My parents didn't have the resources to be able to pay for me to do things. It's a difference. Okay, so I have resources that my parents didn't have. But at the same time, they did direct me in a certain way because the requirement was to ultimately for me to become an engineer. He didn't have the resources to be able to pay for me to go to college. He didn't have, but he did make some sacrifices earlier in life in which I had the opportunity to go to private school for 2 years of middle school before I went back to high school. But that was just to save me from the hood because we was raised in an environment that even though I had two parents, that it was still, you know what I'm saying, a lot of influences that was around me. And so he wanted me to experience life around other people and other cultures that then thought differently. And we had to wear a tie. And so it was really just a way for him to change my mentality towards how I viewed myself versus telling me where it is that I was supposed to go. But my parents never paid for my education. My parents never put any stipulations on me because they didn't have anything to tie me, right? So what they did was they set the foundation for how we get married, you know what I'm saying, our cultural norms. We don't have children out of wedlock. We make sure that we marry anybody that we have children with before we have, you know what I'm saying, all of that. And so, you know, those were the things that they instilled in me.
So just to clarify, it's not about the money. It's not about the values and the mindset and all that. It's just about the money. If you pay bills,
it's not about the money. What we are taught, what I'm taught in my culture, is that you seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you.
I don't know how they can't understand what he's saying. You know, it's like they want him to raise his kids, because at the end of the day, they are really talking about the way he raises his kids. Because he's saying he's going to be steadfast, and he's saying if he's trying to raise his kids a certain way, and the kids want to go in a different direction, he's going to stop taking care of them. Because if the kid is not going to listen to me, they shouldn't come to me for resources. That's all he's saying. So if you have kids and you want to raise them in a certain way, but they refuse to listen because, you know, we know all teenagers when they become 16, 17, 18, they don't want to listen to their parents because they believe they are adults too. He's saying once the kid stops listening and doesn't listen to his ways, he's going to stop taking care of the kids. That's all he's saying. And I agree.
That the money comes along with the purpose that is instilled in you that is also covered by you according to your culture and your parents and your community. So we pass down traditions, and that is the way that we do things. We are, for example, I'll give you an example because y'all keep talking about money. We are okay. We are okay with our daughters wanting to be wives or wanting to be stay-at-home mothers. We have no problem with that. And that's my thing. When you say stuff like, oh, it's just all about the money, or you using examples like Angelina Jolie and shit like that, that doesn't mean anything to me, because I'm okay if my daughter decides that she just wants to be a stay-at-home mother to her husband. She is taught all of the things that it takes in order to be a good wife. She knows how to make things from scratch. She knows how to care for people. She is very much in tune with God. She very much prays over me before I leave out of the house. And that is what I'm saying. Y'all keep saying stuff that don't resonate with me because y'all keep tying it back to money because I have resources. No, it's not about the money at all. It's about staying within the parameters of what I set up my daughter to do. And if she goes outside of it, then she will be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
Wait, you said we're it about money, but your whole premise was that I got the money. If you don't do what I say, you don't get the money.
That's correct. That's an inheritance. Okay, I have a specific group of things that is okay for her to do. As long as she operate within my covering, she is fine. The minute that she decides that she want to go outside of my covering and she want to step outside and do what she want to do, then she lose that inheritance. She lose my covering. She lose everything that comes along with that, and she's not going to do that.
Does she lose?
I definitely agree with him. Kids, I mean, these days, parents, the way they raise kids, it's like they make kids their friends. It's like you're the parent, they are the child. Once they forget that difference, they're going to walk all over you. And some people let them. But he's saying, my child is going to know I'm the father. I get the resources. I get the parameters of how she's going to live her life as long as she's under my roof. If she doesn't, no provision. That's all he's saying.
Lose her father. Okay,
exactly. That was the point. Because
it depends on what she decide to do. If you do something that is completely against what I believe in, and I won't, then you will absolutely.
That's beyond controlling.
If you do something, if you do something that I think that is reprehensible, you absolutely will.
Wow.
Okay, so the question is why? Well, one second. One second, please.
I don't get
it. AQ, let me just ask a question. This is $1 million question.
Household.
I don't get it.
No,
you're gonna
hey, friends.
In your daughter's life, if she doesn't.
Hey, Jess, 1 second. Jess.
I understand cutting her off financially, but you're saying you're gonna cut her off just in general if she don't live her life the way you want to. If it's not anything. Whatever you say, egregious.
You guys should understand Kumar. You should understand Kumar.
Jess, you forgot the original point. So why is Dr. Umar Johnson wrong?
Yeah, you should understand Dr. Umar.
Why is Dr. Umar Johnson?
No, Dr. Umar is wrong because he's bringing it out in public. That's why he's wrong. He's talking about his issues with his baby mamas, with his daughters in public, on a public social media platform. That's what Anton was saying. Don't talk about your family issues in public.
Let me answer this question.
Why is he wrong?
I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back because it's almost like y'all not listening. Yeah. It is a difference in raising a daughter according to your standards versus coming into her life at 22 fucking years old.
Baby daddy.
Okay? I don't know why y'all can't put that two together. If I've raised her in the admonition of myself, according to what God has given me, and she has been under my covering, provided for, fed her, clothed her, been there for her, picked her up, all of the things, versus a person that is talking to his daughter through the fucking internet and has never actually seen her as a baby, it is a big difference.
Yes.
Please.
I agree with him. So, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Umar has been going through it with his baby mamas and his daughters coming out saying he didn't take care of them, but he's been going through it on the social media. So people are reacting to it, but they're trying to, conflict that issue of Dr. Umar Johnson with the way Anton Daniels raises his kids. But anyway, the video is 42 minutes. I'm not going to do the whole video, so I'll link down below the full video to Anton Daniels' channel. And shout out to you guys for watching. Comment down below, how do you think parents should raise their kids? Is it wrong? Is it right? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Till next time, peace.